one, we are finding the minimum completion time. There's a couple of other things we're going to find, but minimum completion time is the start of it all. All right. So network diagram below shows the time in hours for all the activities. It's already got the earliest starting time, it's already got the latest starting time, and it's already got the critical path marked. So what is the minimum completion time? Well, we're just going to go over here. The minimum completion time is 13 hours. All right. Now, here's where we get some interesting questions. Which of these activities, if reduced in time individually, would not result in an earlier completion of the project? So there's 3 activities there that even if we reduced the amount of time they took, it's not going to help us finish any earlier. So if you have a look, if we reduced the time of that one, that would obviously affect this. Same as if we reduced the time of that. So if that wasn't 7, like if it was 5, then this would obviously become 11. So that could affect it. However, if we reduced that to, say, 1 day, then this one would go, you'd end up with 7 and 9. But that doesn't affect this. So activity 6, because these ones are the critical path, they are the ones affecting it. So it is C, B, and A that are ones that even if you changed their times, you could shorten them, but it's not going to affect them because they're not on the critical path. All right. If activity D was reduced in time to 4 hours, what is the new minimum completion time? Well, realistically, you kind of need to redo your times and see whether it affects it. So I'm going to go through and just do that. So if I've gone D4, then I'm doing my earliest starting time first. So that would be 4. These ones up here aren't affected because D doesn't have anything to do with it. Now this one here, that would become 11. Okay, if we were going that way. So what we've got to have a look at and see, does it affect the other way? So this one going up on this path over here, we're going from A, it takes 2, so yes, 2 is still correct there. B takes 4, that is correct, it does that. If I went that way, it would be 9, but it still can't be 9 because that one is of the earliest starting times, that is the later one. So that is the one that determines our finish. Okay, so now we do backward scanning, 11. We take off 3 there. That would now actually change to 8. Then take off 4 here. That would then change to 4. That would then change to 2. So it does change those times. It does change those latest starting times for those particular activities. But it hasn't actually changed the finish times. So this way I would get to 4, and that way I would still go to 0. So that is still my critical path because there's still no float times in those ones. So what is the new completion time? The new completion time is 11 hours. Awesome.